Hey guys, this is Shane, and welcome to my Curator of the Lost channel. And today I want to talk about military science fiction. You know, when I'm looking at thrift stores and looking at libraries, one of the great things I love to find for my own collection is science fiction, and especially military science fiction. Something I really enjoy reading. So I got to thinking today. I said, what would be my cornerstones of military sci-fi? And if a cornerstone could be something like in architecture where it's like the first stone that's put in a building. But I would hate to have to just pick one of my favorite military sci-fi. So what if I could only pick four? What would be for the four cornerstones of military sci-fi? What would my challenge be? What would I pick? So I'm gonna give you that challenge too. It'd be interesting to see if your picks are the same as mine. And look forward to your comments on this. But so my first, and probably for a lot of people, it's gonna be Starship Troopers. I read this first time 40 years ago, loved it, got on a Heinlein kick, and read Heinlein for years. I will say a couple of things that are kind of surprising for me, even though this is my number one pick as my cornerstone. I reread this in the past year, and to be honest, I didn't enjoy it as much as my memory had it. Whatever point of time in my life, I just felt like it was too preachy. I get where it comes from. I know the history. I got all that, but it's still a cornerstone. But I just didn't personally enjoy it as much. The second admission on this is on the horrid movies. Right? I think there were three of them. Even though if I have to, the second one and third one were total rubbish, but actually if I don't associate it with the book, I actually do kind of enjoy the first movie. And I know that's probably blasphemous to a lot of people, but I don't associate it with Heinlein, with the novel. But on its own, tongue in cheek, I still can enjoy the first Starship Troopers movie. So I'm kind of ashamed to admit that, but there you go. All right, so book number two, cornerstone number two, military sci-fi. I'm going with The Forever War, Joe Haldeman. This is a very enjoyable book, and I think Forever War and Starship Troopers together form bookends, right, for military sci-fi. Actually, from this, I read this much later than in life than I did Starship Troopers, and I really like Forever War. Probably like it more than Starship Troopers now. And I've read several other of Haldeman's works. And really enjoyed those. So if you haven't read Forever War, check it out. Hopefully you have. So that's cornerstone number two. Number three for me, easy choice, Ender's Game. All right, this is one of my all-time favorites. I've probably read this 5 or 6 times. Absolutely one of my favorite all-time books, not just in military sci-fi, not just a third cornerstone for me personally, but one of my all-time favorite books. So easy choice for me on this one, number three, Ender's Game. Okay, number four. Number four was tough. There were several that were there, but when I thought about it, and you start talking about old sci-fi, new sci-fi, what should be there. Well, four for me, I went with Old Man's War. Again, love this book. Read it multiple times. Actually, the sequel to this, Ghost Brigades, is really great. Some of the later ones in the series I'm just not a fan of, and I really, after the first couple, it's like call it done. But my cornerstone number four, Old Man's War. So if I only had to pick four, I pick Starship Troopers, The Forever War, Old Man's War, and Ender's Game. That's my four cornerstones of military sci-fi. Now, a lot of people are going to have different opinions, and I have honorable mentions. You're going to have people that are say, hey, you don't have a John Ringo, you don't have a David Weber. Where's Honor Harrington? Where's some David Drake? Where's Hammer Slammers? There's lots of stuff, but again, they don't make it for me to the cornerstone level. So my honorable mention though really was almost my number four was Armor, Stickley's Armor. This is what I call a 4-. Definitely my fifth one would be Armor. More psychological warfare, psychological aspects of military sci-fi. Great read. Highly recommend this one as well. Other honorable mentions, if you, I don't have a copy of it because I've been reading them digitally, but Marco Cluse's Frontline series, love them. There's like 7 of them. I think the newest one's coming out in February. But great military sci-fi. I enjoy the stories, enjoy the characters, but I just can't elevate it to Cornerstone level. Another one is the series. It's the Lost Fleet series. I think this is not the first one. The first one I think is Dauntless, but it's Jack Campbell's. What I love about this series is the way he handles relativistic effects with space battles and time delays, and really handles that good. Great characters. It's a 5 or 6 book series in the first one. There's actually a follow-on series that I haven't read on the Lost Fleet, but Jack Campbell gets an honorable mention to me on the Cornerstones. Hey, some people, and myself included, I might even give an honorable mention to Slaughterhouse-5. Put some Vonnegut in there. That's a good honorable mention, but again, doesn't reach the Cornerstone level. And then recently, in the last, year and a half, 2 years, I read Elizabeth Moon's Vada's War. This was the first one, Trading in Danger. What I really liked about this series was it was military sci-fi, but it included a trade aspect. Everything was about commerce and trade tied in with the military aspects. Very enjoyable series. Again, 4 or 5 of them in there. Highly recommend them. Hey, I'm sure I left out somebody's favorites. Again, for me, it's all about not if it's good sci-fi, or it's not on a, that's why I didn't want to do a top 10 or top 20 list, but I wanted to do, what's my cornerstones. I'm sure somebody will get on to me for leaving something out. I look forward to your comments, but, again, for me, here's my 4. I have to put those 4 as my cornerstones. So, hope you enjoyed it. Look forward to your comments, and hey, subscribe. We'll be talking about other book reading things, and of course, the inevitable book hauls and thrift store finds and all of the things that the cool stuff we find in the book world. So looking forward to the end of 2020, the start of 2021, and have fun, be safe, and talk to you soon. Bye.